So precious and joining us in this very particular analysis is a household name, and I call him a boss, Boris Sono. Thank you very much for joining us today in terms of the analysis. You're welcome.
Thank you very much, Sonita, for having me. It's a pleasure to discuss the Africa Cup of Nations. It has started on a good footing, and we're hoping that today's encounter equally we should witness upset because we don't want to see Afcon where it's always the big boys that win the games, the matches, but we want to see the revelations of the year, like what happened with Cape Verde. So I was very, very pleased, and I have a surprise that this evening, tears might be coming out this evening. Don't ask me where. I just said tears. I didn't say it's going to be coming from the indomitable lions of Cameroon or from Guinea. I just said tears. So this evening, one camp is going to be crying.
Boris Sono, should I say you carry bad energy?
No. I'm just being optimistic because I looked at the game yesterday for Guinea, Cape Verde. Cape Verde is a side that has really had surprises for the indomitable lions of Cameroon in the past couple of days. But unfortunately for Cape Verde, the last encounter that we had against them was a 5-1 victory for Cameroon. But I see Cape Verde as a side that is picking up form. And don't be surprised that this side goes further than the group stages of this competition. So it's not like I'm bringing in bad news. We just have to look at the performances of all the countries involved. And I keep saying that CAF President Patrice Motsepe has said it here, that there's no small team in the Afcon. Gone past are those days where we saw Senegal. We always know Senegal is going to win, despite the fact that they are playing off against a small team like Gambia. But I don't see Gambia as a small team. Gambia caused chaos when Cameroon hosted the Africa Cup of Nations.
Yeah.
And they are going to do the same. And you guys have been talking about the performance of Senegal. No doubt. Senegal is the defending champions, and they head into this particular game as the defending champions, as having the Afcon on their shoulders. And they know that there's going to take a lot for them to defend that. And other countries know there's going to take a lot to dethrone Senegal as the #1 team in Africa. But that can be done. But I just see it as a very tough encounter today for Gambia. But that notwithstanding, I expect equally an upset in this particular game because Tom Saintfiet, the coach of the Gambia, has been with his boys since Gambia participated at the Afcon in Cameroon. So that's been about more than 3 years that Tom Saintfiet has been guiding this Gambia selection. And I'm happy that coaches in Africa have been given time. I remember that we've had past years in terms of Cameroon, we say that the coach should be sacked after one game, after 2 games, after 3 games. We say coaches should be sacked, but I think it's high time we start maintaining this coach, even though they have bad results. Remember, Senegal maintained Aliou Cissé for how many years before Aliou Cissé won?
Definitely.
Same with Nigeria, have been giving their coach Jose Peseiro time, but reports from Nigeria says after this AFCON, Jose Peseiro will be sacked. So even if he wins the AFCON, it's likely to be sacked because the federation doesn't even want him. The reason why he's still there, according to the federation, they cannot pay him. So if you sack him now, you have to pay his balance. So
what happened to us is going to happen in Nigeria.
Yeah, but I'm hoping to have a good game today for Senegal. Like I said, we should expect surprises not only for this game today, but equally in the other encounter that became Guinea against Cameroon. Remember that these two sides, they've met each other 2 times. The last time was a 1-1 draw. So we should expect either a draw today or probably a Guinea victory today. I'm just saying for my brothers out there, we're saying that Guinea will win today.
We will only wait and see. 6 p.m. will tell us if Guinea will win or Cameroon will win, considering that because the way the atmosphere is already shaking, Cameroonians already preparing the little pots, spoons and forks to storm the street. And today is a Monday. I will not say anything. Now, well, let's go straight away to look at the lineups of this both side, where Team Senegal has made use of the 4-3-3 system of play, and equally Gambia has a 4-2-3-1 system of play. Boris, over to you. The 4-2-3-1 system for Gambia tells us that there is really going to be a little bit confusing for Team Senegal, because looking at it, the strength of this particular statistics or lineup, it's at the flanks of the field. Is it that Saint-Fiel has discovered that Senegal is weaker at that level, or is his own strategy to implement to see what result this particular lineup can bring to him this afternoon?
It's going to be crucial for this particular game. Like I said, this meeting is a very tough encounter. It's a crunch encounter. It's the first game for Group C. First game where many teams want to start off with a victory. It's been 23 previous appearances between Guinea, the Gambia, and equally Senegal. Senegal having about 13 victories as opposed to the Gambia. So if you look at it, both sides have an uneven balance sheet as far as their records are concerned. If you want to compare the stature of Senegal and compare that of the Gambia, it's like night and day because of the level of players that Senegal has in its keeping. But that notwithstanding, I keep going back to the sense that there's no small team in this particular game. We might see the likes of Edouard Mendy, the likes of Kalidou Koulibaly, the likes of Sadio Mane. Remember that ever since Sadio Mane left Liverpool to Al Nassr in Saudi Arabia, he hasn't lost his form. He has equally even stepped up a bit. The consistency has been there, assisting Cristiano Ronaldo in the past couple of games that Al Nassr has had out there in the Saudi Pro League. So Senegal, they have the big boys, and Kalidou Koulibaly, he left Napoli and he equally went out there to Saudi Arabia. Equally, I think he's played with Al Ali, if I'm not mistaken, one of these clubs out there in Saudi Arabia. So it has been really a crucial time around for Senegal, and they have the big boys to back it up. Can Sadio Mane, again, that's the big question, can Sadio Mane still lead Senegal to the promised land? Because they tasted the promised land in 2021, and the promised land had a lot of juice, a lot of sauce, a lot of obstacles in that soup, and any person who tastes a good soup want to keep it.
Definitely.
And that's the challenge now of Senegal. And I think Senegal have my top teams to retain and to win the trophy this year. Senegal is amongst them. I have Senegal, I have Nigeria. I equally many are asking, what about Cameroon? Even in the big statistics that have been given, Cameroon is like the fifth best team to win the trophy. So Senegal have the big boys, and I'm hoping that they're going to do justice today and perform, because in the past couple of games the big boys haven't really performed, and that's what has really caught my attention. Most of the big boys have been all but Ivory Coast who performed well in the opening games. The big boys, some of them haven't really performed. Ghana were beaten. Nigeria had to scrap for a defeat with Victor Osimhen. Salah had to score a late penalty for Egypt to pick up a draw. So the past couple of games for the big boys haven't really been there. So like I said, Sadio Mane is going to be up front for Senegal, and equally for the Gambia. I'm equally expecting very, very impressive players to be there. Like I said, Thompson Fed has been with his boys for some time now, and he knows the tactical disposition that he has to play. Remember that the Gambia was to be in Ivory Coast 1 or so days before they actually took off, but the flight had a problem, and I'm expecting a very good showing. Probably we'll go through the lineup: Edouard Mendy, Krépin Diatta, who I know is a very impressive player as far as the defense compartment is concerned. Last Afcon, Krépin Diatta was one of the best players of Senegal in the Africa Cup of Nations. Kalidou Koulibaly, we have Moussa Niakite, Ismail Jacobs as far as defense compartment is concerned. So Ghana is going with the 4-3-3 formation. In terms of the midfield, Lamine Camara, Abdul Diallo, equally another player who had a couple of man of the match performances at the last Africa Cup of Nations. I'm not leaving out Papa Gaye. And up front, it is Ismail Assar, playing in England. Habib Diallo. I'm not leaving out Sadio Mane. So it's going to be very, very crucial for this particular side. But Thompson Field has gone with a 4-2-3-1 formation. Looking at the midfield, he's trying to box the midfield to have a lot of players in this particular selection, and hoping that the loose ball will be up front for Starman Ali Sowe, who hasn't really had the best of performances with respect to his club side, despite the fact that he has been brought in as far as the Gambia is concerned. But Boubacar Gaye is one of those staunch goalkeepers who I see him producing a lot of saves in this particular encounter. So if you look at the Gambia and Senegal, you know that the star names are not really there for the Gambia, except for the likes of Musa Barrow, who has played with a couple of clubs out there in England, and James Gomez. But the star players, definitely, it is Senegal. So I'm hoping for an interesting game today. But like I said, I'll be really praying, and I'm really on the side of the Gambia. I'm on the side of the underdogs in this Africa Cup of Nations. I was on the side of Cape Verde yesterday, and I'm on the side of the Gambia today. I expect the Gambia to pick up a 2-1 victory.
Joseph, I see you knock your head as if you're buying the same idea as Boris Osono.
No, follow what Boris said. If I'm to follow his vision for this Afcon, it means that even in the match, Guinea, Cameroon is in the side of the Guineans,
and that's
because they are also on the underdogs. Boris, so I think after this,
no,
we go to that person.
No, this is the thing. It's not necessarily that. I'm just looking at the performance of the various countries that are involved in the competition. They always say your country is dearest to you, even if you go wherever. You're always going to support the indomitable lions of Cameroon. I, for one, I've been open with my allegiance as far as Cameroon is concerned. That I'm not of that opinion that my whole heart is with the indomitable lions of Cameroon, because they crushed it a couple of years back. So I lost that. They always say when you watch Cameroon's game, you need to have a BP behind you or close to you. So because anything can happen, you can get high blood pressure at any moment in time. So I had reached that level to the point where I started saying that no, can't kill myself. I have to take it cautiously, and that's what we're looking at here. I'm not saying that Cameroon is not going to win, but Cameroon might win with a 2-1 victory, or an upset might occur, and that's what I'm saying, that the upset might be Guinea picking up a victory. So those of us who are watching the match today, please, let's watch cautiously. I think we're going to come to the analysis of Cameroon's game against Guinea before we conclude. But I think the point of view is Senegal against Gambia coming up today. But like I said, it's going to be a crucial game. The second game, Cameroon against Guinea. We should not be surprised of a victory. That's what I keep saying. We should not be surprised of a victory for Guinea today, because of the way Guinea has performed. Cameroon's game today is going to be a makeshift lineup. Makeshift to the sense that Starman Bremer is not there, Starman Versa Baka is not there, Starman Andre Onana is not there. Chubo was not even called up.
Don't conclude about Andre Onana.
No. If I'm to enter this particular, I was trying to reserve my comments when we're looking at Cameroon's game against Guinea. But if I'm to talk about this just very briefly, Andre Onana touched down in Abidjan less than 30 minutes ago.
Yes.
If I'm not mistaken, less than I was talking with one of our colleagues out there in Abidjan, who was saying that Andre Onana just touching down, and he was en route, that means by car, to Yamoussoukro.
He is already there, even as we're presently talking.
That is it. So you have to tell me that we are past going to 3, and the Onana should start a game at 6 o'clock when he enters Yamoussoukro around 2:30. Come on, who are we fooling here? So it's, to me, if I just see Andre Onana at first 11, it's bad faith. No, to be sincere. To be sincere, it's bad faith because of what? Ondua, Epase, and Simon have been with the Lions for the past days. They've been training. Yeah, for the past weeks, they've been training. I'm not saying that Andre Onana is not a good goalkeeper. Please don't get me wrong. Or he's the number one choice. Don't get me wrong. What I'm saying is this guy has traveled by plane, by road, and 2 hours to the start of a game. We put him again to start a game. Come on. So I say Onana to be the first goalkeeper on the second day of play. I remember that the second game we came against Senegal.
Very true.
So I expect Onana to be in that game against Senegal, and Ondua, the cousin, to be in the game today against Guinea. And going back to the game, Gambia against Senegal, like we said, I am on the part of the underdogs in this Afcon. Despite the fact that I have Senegal and Nigeria to win the trophy. The reason why, because I see Senegal having that strong might to defend the title, and equally for Nigeria, it's been long that they last won the Afcon Cup of Nations.
So you have pity on them.
I have pity on them, and that's why, Cameroon won in 2017, and that's why.
Has football come to a table where we have to put in sentiments? Let's be realistic.
Yeah, no, I'm being realistic here. I see, despite the fact that Nigeria had a problem yesterday, I had really looked at Nigeria because of the fact that they were having the 2 victors. in this Afcon. But unfortunately, one has dropped because of injury. Victor Boniface, who is very, very emphatic, performing well with his club out there, Borussia Mönchengladbach in Germany. And heading into this game with the performance of Victor Boniface and the performance of Victor Osimhen, I really knew that these two guys are going to link up well. But now that Victor Boniface is not there, Osimhen is left alone, the chances of Nigeria actually winning the Afcon to me has dropped, and the chance of Ivory Coast taking the spot of Nigeria has increased to my own table as far as the classification table is concerned. But like I said, we should not be surprised that we see an upset in this particular game, because both sides, that is of course Senegal and Guinea, equally are hoping that they're going to win this particular game. I'll probably go again as far as the statistics are concerned. The last time that Guinea and Nigeria, Senegal actually, the last time Gambia, I beg to say, and Senegal actually met, it was the Afghan Nations Championship qualifiers in 2015 with the Teranga Lions picking up a 4-1 victory on aggregate. Gambia have seen fewer than 2.5 goals in their 5 games in the Africa Cup of Nations this far, and Senegal have kept clean sheet in 9 of their last 12 games in the Afcon, and don't be surprised that Edouard Mendy keeps a clean sheet today.
We'll only wait and see what is going to transpire between the game. We are 20 minutes away to witness Senegal against Gambia. And to you, son, Precious, what's your prediction for this particular encounter?
My prediction for this particular encounter, I will give it a 2-1 in favor of Senegal.
2-1 in favor of Senegal. Yeah. Those who are playing one is big. Maybe she's good one. Maybe she's not. Joseph Epie, remember your last prediction for Ivory Coast didn't work out. Please. Okay, let me lay emphasis. It was only Jamia's prediction for the first half. Yes, that got it right. So maybe you give us your own predictions for the game of today.
Well, the Afcon is here. It's not upset so far. I still think this match may, as a draw. We saw Nigeria and Egypt playing a draw yesterday.
They are forced to reckon with as far as Africa Cup of Nations is concerned in the underdogs category. Or to reach the knockout stage of the Africa Cup of Nations. They had a good performance when Cameroon last hosted the Africa Cup of Nations. And I believe that despite the fact that Senegal have Sadio Mane in their keeping, have Edouard Mendy in goal, have the word of experience for the side, I want to go with the underdogs. Even if I come out short, all is that I went with the underdogs. But I see a 0-0 draw in the first half, and probably Senegal to carry the day by 2-0. But in the underdogs category, so I'm going down with the underdogs category. In the underdogs category, I predict a 1-0 victory for Gambia.
Okay, 1-0 victory for Senegal or Gambia. Okay, Gambia. And Precious says 2-1 for Senegal. If you're Joseph?
I think 1-1 tie.
1-1 tie. So you think that Nigeria's game is going to be the same? You think that Egypt's game is going to be the same? Okay, no problem. And yes, I have some viewers that are Senegal and Gambia. And yes, though I used to always refuse calls for this particular predictions game. And equally, if you want to tell us what you think that is going to transpire between these particular games that are actually coming up today, I think today is going to be the only good day that I'm going to allow calls. So if you want, those who have been calling, please, you can call back and equally send in your contributions, or equally through text and through the number you see on your screen. You call, you give us your predictions, and equally what you think will happen in the game. And I have Baba Odogu. It's another fan journalist here in the Southwest region that has given his prediction in terms of this particular first game, and he says Gambia 1 and Senegal 3. Ooh, that's a really wow prediction this afternoon for you, Baba Odogu. I want to say thank you very much for contributing to this particular. We'll go and see what the Teranga Lions of Senegal and equally the Scorpions of Gambia are going to do in terms of Group C games that are going to commence with these two sides today. To you, what's your prediction? It's this Senegal that is going to walk through Gambia for this first 45 minutes of play. The question is left to you, and yes, we are going to have a close of this particular session over High Television. Well, when we come back after the first 45 minutes of play, we are going to dissect what happened and what didn't happen, and if Mendy, Sadio Mane, that could actually give in a long cross through the left flank or the right flank of the field. I'm already imagining what's going to happen for this particular game, because I think the pressure for this particular game is on the Senegalese team. I think you bear with me, Joseph Epiet, that Senegal has a lot of pressure because, one, you are the defending champions, so you need to, for you to maintain your position in this particular competition, then you need to start with a wow-full performance. Will you buy the idea with me before we give a close to this particular first phase of the program?
First of all, so Cameroon winning the Afcon 17, going to Egypt, and they went out on the knockout stage. Algeria won, to Cameroon at the group stage. So the pressure is already on Senegal. Can they retain? And if they can retain, it starts today. Because if they happen to pick up a point, at least that's a very poor outing for them. Because you have Guinea, you have Cameroon waiting. And I bet you they have the pressure because they have the star players. I think they have one of the expensive squads in the Afcon so far this season. So I think that they have the squad, they have the experience, they have the title. And don't forget, we have 4.2 billion fans talking about here.
Definitely.
The Afcon. So the pressure is too much for them, an increase in the money and everything. So they'll be going to this Afcon today, looking how they can retain the trophy by picking up a victory today.
Boris, tell me, if you are having an increase of 40% to the amount of money you won the last time, will you not even go and visit Babalawo just to get that 4.2 million?
Unfortunately, in African football, that is the normal scene where there's a lot of suspicions, a lot of marabou acts in court that players want to really note. I remember that we've witnessed that in the Elite 1 Football Championship, Elite 2, where players feel like assault minimizes, where they feel like neutralizes. Yes. And they feel like I have to enter the pitch.
I have to cut you short because I have a caller on the line. Good afternoon and welcome to the program.
Good afternoon, Madam Senator.
So tell us, how do you see Senegal versus Gambia? Please, a little bit louder.
Always see, Senegal, but from the beginning, first, high five to Esono.
Okay, he's listening.
Yes, high five to Esono, and the other pretty lady. I'll go in for Senegal. Senegal have more experienced player than Gambia, if you can say it for yourself.
So are you trying to tell us that experience is going to be the talk of the day?
Yeah. This African Cup of Nations is a different game of its kind. We saw how Egypt was humiliated almost
at the end of the game.
Yes, and he was humiliated coming behind to equalize 2-2. So today, I know Senegal will go through 3-1.
3-1. Thank you very much for contributing for the program today.
Thank you very much.
We hope we get to have you again during Cameroon's game, because I know that's what many people out there are waiting for.
Hopefully I'll be there.
And please, when predicting, keep your heart in your stomach. Thank you very much, Dogu Baba, for contributing on this program today. And yes, it's on this particular contribution that we are going to say bye-bye for now, but do not touch this dial as we go through Ivory Coast to look at what is going to happen between Senegal and Gambia.
Eh ma boube ma gâche quoi. Humilité n'est pas camerounais.
C'est l'Afrique qui gagne, c'est le Cameroun qui va gagner.
Dipende Bouffaï Collins.
Le Brésilien, le continent a tout gâté.
Vincent Boubacar.
C'est pas celui qui veut, mais celui qui peut aussi.
Choupo Motier.
Demandez aux Ivoiriens, les blessures d'hier font toujours mal. Yako.
Non. 5 fois champion d'Afrique. 5 étoiles. 5 étoiles n'est pas 5 oiseaux. Les oiseaux volent, les étoiles brillent. C'est quand tu ne sais pas que tu es en danger. N'est-ce pas Rigobert Song, le coach?
On va tout donner. Aïe oh lélé, mouiller les maillots. C'est le continent qui a gagné. On va tout donner. Aïe oh lélé, mouiller les maillots. C'est le Cameroun qui a gagné. On va tout donner.
Alléluia.
continent Cameroun, c'est nous le number one. On n'est pas comparé. L'équipe est équipée de buts en défense. Le milieu est trop carré. Les J-équipe est légendaire. Samuel Eto'o, Roger Mila, ouais. On ne nous appelle pas Lyon pour rien. Continent Cameroun, on est avancé. Avec les joueurs comme Christophe Awomo, le mignon. Nous, Toloro, Sa Majesté Franck, l'équipe est avancée. Avec Aboubakar, les puissants sûrs, ouais. Les larmes vont couler. Fabrice Ondoua est de retour, ouais. Oh nana, Brosmanem.
Oh man for back indomitable lion and boy Chris.
Master Robusta on the beat.
André Onana.
Lidl. Jouer, gagner. On ramène la victoire à la maison, Bricata, on n'est pas venu ici pour blaguer.
We are Africans and all we bring is fire. We are Africans, we fight, we no retire. We got the vibe, we got the juice, we got the power. We get the light, we get to shine bright. Africans we bad, Africans we strong. We got the vibe, oh, we must win this fight. One Africa, we got the vibe, one Africa. One Africa, we get the juice, one Africa.
Fist on my fire, lion for life, I'm born to win. Everywhere you go, out for your own, I'm a bit the king. Everywhere I go, I'm ready to fight, successful of me. Dambana tete, fala mon tete.
Plus besoin de parler, on sait qu'on est les plus forts. Trop présent pour prétendre se fond dans le décor. La première place, on vise encore et encore. Jeu de jambes, coup de tête, remontada fait péter le score.
Africa, oh, Cameroun, oh.
Le continent, on ballon de tous la victoire. Nos talents se dégagent, de partout sans la rage. Tous on est content de mouiller le maillot qu'à chacun